Okay, so we are going to start with the autosomal dominant diseases, autosomal dominant diseases. So in this lecture, we'll talk about different types of diseases, and in the subsequent lectures, I'll talk about all the different types of disease individually. Okay, so let's start with the list. So when I was in my med school, my teachers explained me different types. Okay, and I got a mnemonic for it. So they told me that for autosomal dominant disease, okay, so it's very easy to remember. He has a very powerful dominant father. Okay, you can remember this mnemonic, however, it contains a lot of diseases. We will not talk about all of them again, only the most important one which we actually need to. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about he. He. In this, it is hereditary. Okay, hereditary what? It is hereditary spherocytosis. Second one is hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia. And third is hereditary non-polyposis colon cancer. We are done with he, then HAS. For this one, we have two H. First is Huntington's disease, and second one is HOCM, which is a cardiomyopathy again. Cardiomyopathy. He has, then we have A. A represent AD, PCKD, or simply called as PKD. So which is polycystic kidney disease. So remember, I wrote AD, which also means there has to be an AR, so which is autosomal recessive. Okay, but I'll not talk about it in this lecture because this lecture mainly focuses more on autosomal types of diseases. So we are done with he has a. Next is very. So for very, let's say very, VERY, very. We got two main diseases in it. So first is von Willebrand disease, and second one is von Hippel disease, also called as Lindau syndrome. Good. He has a very powerful, so all the diseases which comprise the letter P will be in this disease. So P for pseudo hypoparathyroidism. Done. So this P was for powerful. Now there are a list of diseases which start with the letter of dominant. DOMINANT, dominant. And lastly we'll have father. Okay, let's change the color. Let's go with the white one. So first is D. D is for dystonia. Which one? Muscle dystonia. Second is O. O for osteogenesis imperfecta. Third is M. M for Marfan syndrome. I is for intermittent porphyria. For N, it is neurofibromatosis, which are again of two types, NF. So neurofibromatosis, also known as NF. Okay, don't get confused. So we have NF1 and NF2. For A, we have achondroplasia. Then we have N. N is for Noonan syndrome. And lastly, for T, it is tuberous sclerosis. So we have done with, he has a very powerful dominant, and last is with father. So for father, we have again diseases with familial in name. So familial adenomatous polyposis, also called as FAP, FAP. Okay, the next is familial, again familial hypercholesterolemia. Okay, now however, how many diseases are there? Let's count. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. I know you guys will get tired of learning 20, so we'll cut down with few of them and only will study the major one. Okay, however I have divided them in different types of systems, which these disease affect which systems. Okay, so first of all, we will try to complete all the diseases which will affect the nervous system, all the major types. So first is Huntington's disease. Second will be neurofibromatosis. Third is MD, which is the myotonic dystrophy. Then fourth is tuberous sclerosis. Then second system which will be affected by autosomal dominant pattern. It will affect the urinary system first, which is the autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease. Okay, so autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease primarily affect the adults. Then there is also autosomal recessive one, which will primarily affect children. I'll not talk about it in this lecture, maybe some other time. Okay, so the third system will be the gastro system, all those diseases which will affect the gastric. So first is familial polyposis coli. So poly means many, posis, coli means in the colon there are different types of polyps formation. Okay, polyposis, I'll talk about it later. Okay, then we have fourth system which will primarily affect hematopoietic or hematopoiesis, whatever. So there are again two major diseases which I will talk about: HS, which is the hereditary spherocytosis, and von Willebrand disease. Fifth system is for skeletal system. Okay, so Marfan syndrome, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, osteogenesis imperfecta, and achondroplasia. And last system is metabolic. In the metabolic system, we will have two major diseases: familial hypercholesterolemia and acute intermittent porphyria. So, out of all those 20 diseases, at least we have to remember four of them. One from here, two from here, 1, 2, 3, 4 from here, and 2 from here. So, 4, 4, 8, 10, 14. 14 diseases. Okay, it's gonna be very, very easy. It will be fun. I will take care of all those diseases in very, very simplified way. However, okay, one very, very important point that differentiate all these autosomal dominant disorders from other diseases is that all these diseases somehow affects the overall system. Okay, not overall system, somehow the structural integrity of the body is somehow compromised in all these diseases. So you can actually see the disease from externally. So diseases can be manifested in such a way that it is visualized to other person. Okay, remember, this is just a general thing and not a so much solid condition telling you, because for example, in case of let's say autosomal recessive, so most of the conditions are enzyme deficient. Okay, and because of that, there are in later stages they might have the same condition as that of autosomal dominant, that is the structural problems. So but in these autosomal dominant condition, all these diseases somehow affect the system in such a way that their formation or the manifestation will be seen in from the external ground. Okay, so first of all, we'll talk about Huntington disease. Okay, so lecture 1, 2, 3, 4, total 14 lectures. Let's get started. See you in the next video.